Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Sugar and Sprinkle. On this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make braided Nutella bread. And I know this bread is very popular. You can see it mostly in Pinterest and also here in YouTube. So this is my first time of making this, and I think it's not that bad for the first time. There's a lot of steps, but at the end, it is worth it. This is really good, especially if you like Nutella, then this recipe is for you. So for the dough, I am using my encimada recipe for this. So this is a bread flour, whole milk, melted butter, instant yeast, egg yolks, salt, and granulated sugar. And for the filling, of course, we're gonna need Nutella. We're gonna be using the whole jar of Nutella for this recipe. And this tips is optional, but I'm gonna be adding some crushed Ferrero Rocher chocolate on my bread. So into the warm milk, add in a tablespoon of granulated sugar, and then add in the instant yeast and whisk it in. Then set it aside until the mixture gets foamy. Just like this. So now add in half a cup of bread flour, then whisk it in again, and then set it aside for another 30 minutes. So now combine the rest of the ingredients, which is the bread flour, the granulated sugar, and the salt. So after 30 minutes, this is what the mixture looks like, the yeast and the flour mixture. So to knead my dough, I'm gonna be using my bread machine. So this is my bread machine bucket. I poured in my yeast and flour mixture, and then I add in the melted butter, and then the flour and sugar and salt mixture, and put the egg yolks right on the top of it. And I'm gonna have my bread machine knead my dough. My bread machine is automatic, so I just leave it in there, and then once it's done, I'll just take out my dough and put it in a grease bowl. Measurement on this video, please click the link provided down the description box below. If you're kneading your dough by hand, just knead the dough until the texture gets smooth and elastic for about 7 to 10 minutes. So my bread machine is now finished kneading my dough. So I took out my dough from my bread machine bucket. I'm gonna transfer it into another bowl. So in the bowl, add in a tablespoon of vegetable oil, and with a pastry brush, just brush the bowl with oil very well, and also the dough. So where I'm at right now, it is very cold. So what I'm gonna do to help my dough rise, in a bowl I'm gonna add in hot water, and then I place the bowl in the top of that and cover it with paper towel and let this rise for about 1 hour. So now let's prepare our Ferrero Rocher crumbs. So I'm gonna be using 12 pieces of this Ferrero Rocher chocolate. You can do this in a food processor, but I'm just gonna use a rolling pin to crush my Ferrero Rocher chocolate. Until you get the nice coarsely crumbs. Just a little bit of smashing here and there. So now my dough is ready to roll out. As you can see, it has doubled size. So I'm just taking out the dough from the bowl, and then I'm just deflating the air out from my dough. And then I'm gonna divide this into 4 equal size, as equal as possible. And then I just roll it into a ball shape so that when I roll it out into a circle, it'll be easier for me. So this is gonna be my guide. This is 12 inches plate that I'm gonna be using for my braided Nutella. You can use any circle gadget you have in your house. So you're gonna roll this dough into a circle, and then once you get the right shape or the right size, then you're gonna start spreading the Nutella. And then once you spread the Nutella, you're gonna sprinkle the crushed Ferrero Rocher. And you're gonna do the same thing into the second part of the dough. Do the same thing on the third part of the dough. And now for the last part of the dough, we're just gonna leave it this plain because this is gonna be the one to cover the top of it. If your dough gets a little bit short, just try to carefully pull out the edge of it. So using my plate guide, I'm just trimming the excess around the edges. And using a glass, put it in the middle, and you're gonna divide this or cut this into 4 equal size. And then once you cut the 4 equal size, you're gonna cut it another half. So you're gonna be making 16 slices or 16 cuts. Then once you're done that, you're gonna grab 2 slices and you're gonna twist opposite way twice. So 1, 2. And my last 2. So after that, you gotta pinch the edge of both slices, and then you're gonna brush it with the egg wash. This is egg yolks, diluted it in a tablespoon of milk. This with the egg wash, you're gonna let this rest for about 30 to 45 minutes before baking it. And while this resting, you're gonna turn your oven on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And you know that extra dough that we cut earlier, I'm just putting it in a corner because you don't want it to go to waste. You can still eat that. So after baking, this is what it looks like. I bake it for 25 minutes. You can bake it for 20 or 25 minutes. It's really depending on your oven because all oven is not, it doesn't has the same temperature. So this is what it looks like, and it is really good. That Ferrero Rocher give it an extra more chocolate flavor. And this is what the inside looks like. You're gonna let this cool down completely before trying to eat it because the Nutella just came out from the oven and it's really hot, so you don't want to burn yourself. And thank you so much for watching and subscribing to my channel, and I hope you like this video. And if you want the recipe in this video, please check the description box below.